The whole world I wait for this. I make the beat drop off.
Big up, nice and decent people. Manners and respect every time. Appreciate you all taking time out to check in with little old BBK Sports. Busy people, important people, people like the most interesting man in the world, that is E. Ross. You know it. It's a pleasure when I get to start the stream with E. Ross, and I can let the music run or I can play some more tribute. And you know what I'm going to do because he is E. Ross. You know, the man that mosquito refused to bite purely out of respect. That's who the hell he is. Yes, people. And let's just do it and get it out the way so we can proceed with the show. You know them ones.
Maybach music.
Jamaica. Christmas come but only once a year. So this year enough it. Find some other here. Pull up your socks and steer your career. Dog like we have to have them in a twos and threes. And everybody know we wild already.
Wow, the Babylon show starting.
Everybody will have them showing.
Every man knows when the woman them a leave.
Them other than the proceed again. Hear me no Babylon boy. I know you want touch my concern. She can't fear than your fear.
Out in the street, they call it murder.
Murder. They call it murder out in the streets. Listen, people, good morning for me or you. I'm watching Sky Sports, right? The transfer window is starting to heat up for certain teams. A lot of outgoings mostly. And it seems like Crystal Palace are just completely getting a rat fuck. You know this cliche that goes around in sports when people talk about, yeah, you win a trophy and then he kicks you on to go do bigger and better things. And this is like a blanket statement they use to, that's a fuckery. Absolute madness. It is true for certain clubs. Some clubs will win a trophy and they will use that as a reason to do shit like this. And instead of kicking on, just sell all their players and then try again with a bunch of new players. Like Mateta, Morton is going to want out. Eze's gone. Elisa left yesterday. Zaha left on a free. It's mad. But whatever happened to kick on? Win this trophy and you kick on. I know we've all heard that. But it seems like them, man, are on it's like a fire sale going on at Palace right now from the coach on down. And I'm starting to feel the same vibes. You remember when Brentford lost their coach, their captain, both their strikers, well, all three of their strikers over the past 3 years, really, Antonio Wissa and Mbeumo. And everyone picked him to go down. This could be the same story for Palace coming up here shortly. When Glasner leaves, Eze is gone, Warren is leaving, Gahey's leaving. You might look at Palace in 2-3 years and be like, yo, these men could be going down. You know what I'm saying? Well, big up to E. Ross, the general. Big up to the Don, man. Big up to this guy. Big up to Terrell. Hope you're good, my G. And BX Gunner, my G. Checking in from the Queen City. What you telling me? You good, yeah? Yes, sir. Big up, Mr. Pads. I heard that the Pelicans, I heard that if the Pelicans get the first pick, it will go to Atlanta because the Pelicans don't have a protected pick. That's horrendous. So it happens. So I think they traded up to get Zion. And this is what happens when picks are unprotected. Right? Wherever it falls, it could be mad. And if you look at the trail behind like a SGA, a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you see amount of picks that LA got for him, you will see that Paul George is like the center of that trade, because it was the trade between Oklahoma City and LA where Paul George went that way and SGA went that way, and it kind of worked out because Paul George is not even on the Clippers anymore. And the Oklahoma City Thunder got a NBA MVP out of it and a title. It's mad. Yeah, very poor. And the Knicks have done this. The Phoenix Suns have done this when they traded for Kevin Durant. A bunch of unprotected picks. So it's mad. Murder out in the streets. Yes, sir. Big up. Keep your best players to win more trophies. But them men are like, nah, bro. We've seen it with Newcastle. Even with Newcastle, they're supposed to win the Carabao and they're supposed to kick on. That man won the Carabao and their best player left. Their best player, not only did he leave, he said, I don't want to be here. Because this myth of we kicking on after a Carabao is nonsense. This is the most this club is ever going to win. I'm going to move on to Liverpool to see if I can win bigger and better things. But, it didn't work out for him. BBK IT accounts are saying Capia is very close to a return to full training. Listen, when players come back in this Arsenal system, we know they're not 100%. Now, the concern for me is, are these men injured or they're hurt? Because you heard me say all the time, like, players will play hurt. They won't play injured. They have a niggle here and there and knock. And towards the business end of the season, you're going to have a knock, a scrape on the ankle and shit like that. But if you're legitimately injured to the point where you need surgery, like the case of Benjamin White, you have to protect the players. You must. So I'm reading a report. Mascara is nowhere near being 100% fit. But yesterday, he started a Champions League game and played 75 minutes. So when I hear this, Mr. Pads, I'm sitting in there like, yeah, return to full training, translation, and you can decipher and say, shit, he's being rushed back, and we don't need him being rushed back. We don't need any one of our loved ones being rushed back, to include Claire, the lovely Claire Bear. Round of applause for her before I even put Claire's super chat on the screen. She is something else, isn't she? I had no idea today would be a clear day. But here she goes. Your music is out of date. With a 25-pound super chat, this is what Claire. So here's the thing, Claire. Modern music, regular day-to-day music, the shit that you hear on the radio, I think is trash. I think the current music is trash. So I'm always going to play retro music because I think the music of yesteryear and years miles better. At least the artists, whether it's rap, R&B, and reggae and dancehall, used to use actual words. This new age of music is so bad, I refuse to disrespect my ears with it. But you can say whatever the hell you want. Big you up every time, because you are the Duchess of the YouTube spaces, especially here in BBK Sports. And she also gave it 10 memberships. It's mad. Completely thrown off. So we'll give Claire another round of applause and tell her that she is lovely. I'll take all the copyright strikes for Claire. Inject a little metal. Okay. A little metal. You talking about a little something like heavy metal stuff, like Marilyn Manson heavy metal stuff, or some rock and roll, some Aerosmith, some modern day shit. You got it all, but I'm here for the people. But, the leader of the people, don't ask me how it happened, was E. Ross. And whatever E. Ross wants to play, that's what we're going to play, because he is the boss. He is the most interesting man on YouTube. Big him up. Big up Claire, man. But yeah, I don't want him rushed back at all. Take your time and get back, young man, because we're going to need you. Big up to Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau yesterday reminded us that he was born on the same day with the legendary Jacques Cousteau. So that's June 11th. Yeah? You're a Cancer or a Leo. Which one is that? I don't know. But big up to Jacques Cousteau, man. Big up, appreciate you checking in. Big up to Brian, man, the world champ of the world, not just of London, but of the world. Craig, Mr. Pad says, would you say that, in your opinion, the Phoenix Suns are the worst run sports organization of the three major sports in U.S. baseball, football? They're traded so badly. Now, I heard Stephen A. say that a couple after Kevin Durant left and went to Houston. He made that, which seemed like a fair statement to make at the time because it was a bad trade. But nah, man. The Phoenix did well to get to the finals a couple years ago when they lost to Giannis and them. But for the course of time, the New York Knicks have been historically bad. The Oakland Raiders, historically bad. The Cowboys have been historically bad because their owner is so hands-on, he don't leave the football to the footballing people. Grossly mismanaged. Some of the baseball teams have been, poorly managed as well. So, yeah, I don't know if the Phoenix Suns are the worst, but they're damn sure not the best. They're up there with the shit ones. Yeah, man, big up Claire. W's for Claire, people. She is that girl. That's straight out of the program. You're injured or you hurt, son. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. Because I've taken, young soldiers with me who were hurt. I've been a hurt soldier. I got a little niggle. I'm not 100%, but I'm not injured. I'm not going to be a liability out there to the rest of the platoon, the rest of the squad, the rest of the battery. You know what I'm saying? But man, them just be like, nah. Imagine an injured MLS playing at left back. He's already bad at left back when he's fit. So you put him out there when he's injured or he's carrying a knock or a niggle, he's going to cost the team. So, and chances are when you end up rushing these players back even more, what happens? They cause further injury to themselves. Oh, Lord. And Claire is on one today, And another 10. Another round of applause. I told y'all a long time ago, many moons ago, I ran out of words to describe Claire. I really have, And for someone who gets on YouTube and talk every day, that's not an easy thing to do, to run out of words, because there's hardly any ever dead silence here on the channel. But when it comes to the Claire Bear, I'm out of words. Completely out of words. Tell me what's heavy. That heavy? I can see BBK listening to Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith. Yeah, I fucks with Aerosmith. I think Steven Tyler is a little bit on the side, but we separate the men from the music. We separate the people from the music. Whatever he does in his off time is, it's weird. Hey, comes from Sweden. The girls are very nice. He dumped his girlfriend to play for the red and white. His name is Victor Gyökeres. Now, yeah, apparently there's a selection headache coming up at the weekend, AFC always. A selection headache for the gaffer. I think he's going to go with the safe bet and actually go with Gyökeres against Man United. I don't think he's going to go. We've seen Jesus perform well in cup competitions before. All of them, to include Champions League, FA Cup, EFL Cup. He does this. Remember in the summer when we played, was that Bilbao in the preseason game when Gyökeres scored, then Kai Havertz came on, picked up the ball from half line, ran, and actually scored his goal. Now, he came on under pressure because the guy who started in his place scored. So Gyökeres came on under pressure, albeit a non-pressure game, knowing that the talk is, hey, the man you're replacing, the man you're leading the line against just dumped a brace at the San Siro. What can you do? And given a chance, he took advantage of it. And big him up. Big up the social joins. My guy, hope you're good. Yeah, man, Jacques Cousteau. Yeah, so I know that because my wife is the same birthday. But big you up, my G. Lovely, Claire. Thank you for the membership. See, thanks are free, Yeah, you get in trouble with Claire. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a hyperbolic take from Stephen A. Smith at the time because of the trade. It was like the prison of the moment comment, you know, like this is hot right now, so let me just say something hyperbolic. Or the worst. But if you really deep it, yeah, the Bulls post Michael were so shit. The Bulls, the New Orleans Saints in the NFL for the longest were shit. They call themselves the Aints. They took the S off. The Detroit Lions went an entire season without winning a game. You know, while they had Calvin Johnson, one of the best receivers the NFL have ever seen. And you see this guy on ESPN now called Dan Orlovsky who's talking shit about every quarterback. He was a part of that shit Detroit team. But you would think these guys who are doing punditry were like world beaters. Some of them were shit. Some of them were career backups. You know? So there's been gross mismanagement. But whenever Stephen A wants, you know, whenever he makes statements like that, it usually blows up into something that it's really not. Big up to Clear again. Hit the damn like button, PP, if you hadn't already. Let's say Clear for the memberships. Big up to Guna SC checking in. What you think of the Titans hiring Saleh? I think he's a coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach. You know, like we saw maybe part of it was the New York media and Aaron Rodgers with his ego, him being, you know, the diva quarterback, the New York media. Maybe that job was too soon for him. But I think he does well as a coordinator. But I'm not sure. Jury's still out on him at the head coach level for me. Oh, okay. It's Michael plays today. Who do they play today? They play, Union Single. Oh, yeah, that's 6-0. Atletico Gala. I'm going 2-2. Carry it back, Frankfurt 3-0. Atalanta Athletic Dead Rubber 1-1. Bayern Munich USG, 6-0. Chelsea Pathos 3-0. Benfica Juventus 3-1 Juve. Liverpool Marseille 1-1. Newcastle PSV 2-0 Newcastle. Slavia Prague Barcelona 4-1 Barca. Yeah, 4-1 Barca. Go with that. Big up to Twisted. Coming in hot. Carrick undefeated. United manager in the red corner versus Arsenal undefeated at home. In the blue corner, Yanited. Now, we'll put United in the blue corner. We'll stay in the red corner. We're the home team. Big up Twisted. But make sure you're back here Friday, same time, for the weekend warm-up prediction show, where we'll do our analysis and our prediction based on that game. But that's where our focus is right now, yeah? Because now I see it across the spaces. You know, before I get into that, let me get through more of the comments. The way Mikhail praised Mascara returning quickly to pressure other injured players. Shaking my head. Chill, Mikhail. You saw that, right? You saw that. I had to take a screenshot of an article that I don't know if it was Mascara talking or Mikhail talking or a third party, but they were literally talking about he wasn't supposed to be back for another 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, you know. Bro, that's a lot of a healing time. If it's a muscular injury, 2 to 3, that's a hell of a healing time. For you to come back early, start and play 75 minutes in the Champions League game. Yeah. What happens when he goes away? You know what I mean? With another injury. Anyone's going to ask him about this. Manchester Munich is not just heavy for the sake of being heavy. He's an a screamer. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Not too many instruments making a mess either. Okay, I hear it. Yeah, brother. This man's a pundit. A pundit. When I lived in OKC, when the Thunder were good, like I lived in OKC from 2010 to 2013, right? The Thunder were good then. Made it to the NBA Finals and that. Perkins was on that team. The 2012 version. There was a play one night when KD was on the bench, Russell was on the floor with Thabo Sefolosha, Serge Ibaka, and forget who else was on the team. The ball makes its way to Kendrick Perkins, and he motions like he's going to shoot, and 19,000 people stood up and said, no, don't shoot. That's how bad Perk was with the basketball. But you let him, matter of fact, he is a perfect example. He's better than the damn Dan Orlovsky. Because you would listen to the way he talks about professional athletes like he was some type of world beater. I'm like, bruh, it's mad. Hailstorm is better than Maryland. He did some stuff with the failing in reverse. They don't really go by a genre anymore. So it's just like a hybrid type music. They just make up their own shit and roll with it. Big up to Jordan. Big up to you, my G. Okay. Hollywood was a fantastic album. See, the chat is so cultured, you know. And I didn't throw that name out there just randomly. Like I know, like when I traveled throughout Europe, his name came up a lot with like heavy metal and rave parties. Perk with the one jump shot he ever made. That's mad. Yeah, I saw it. Yep, that clip. Too funny. With the follow through. Stood there like he actually did something. Excuse me. Now back to the monologue at hand, right? Now I've seen it. You all are frequenting the YouTube spaces, so I know you all see it as well. Arsenal, best team in Europe. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You go look at the AFTV interviews. It's in more titles than not, right? They had 10 interviews up there. Most of them are saying something along the lines of, "Is this Arsenal team the best team in Europe?" To the point where there was a Wayne Rooney back and forth where they asked Wayne Rooney, "Is this team better than the '08 version of Man United?" And I'm sitting there like, Jesus Christ, like, why do we do this to ourselves? Saying that Arsenal are the best team in Europe right now is like the hollowest statement you can make. Now, because you only get to back it up by, okay, we're top of this now. Now, when it's of very little consequence, it's hollow. There's no meat there. And you're comparing them against a team that did a double, that actually went on to do it. You would think we would actually wait until we go on to actually do something to actually claim best title. Because the end result has to count for something. If everyone along the way gets to say the best this, the best that, then it kind of waters the shit down, isn't it? It's kind of like when you watch the NFL on a Sunday afternoon and they advertise beer, pickup trucks, and all this other shit. But when they're advertising pickup trucks, every single goddamn pickup truck that comes across the screen is the number one rated by JD Power and Associates. But like, goddamn, how many trucks are they gonna rate number one for the same thing? So it's like the best. Like, let's win the goddamn trophy first before we call ourselves the best anything. Best performing at the moment, like, the words matter. But what are we the best at in January? If you ask most rivals, why do they hate Arsenal? They don't hate the club, They love Saka, great kid, humble kid. They like Declan Rice. They like Gabriel. They like Timber. It's the fans. Excuse me. So man kneel further away than Clay when he hits. Yeah, right. But you know what? He kind of knew that was going to be a career highlight for him. As much as I hate to say it, Arsenal are the best team currently in Europe, but then comparing them to the '08 United is criminal and should be locked up. And this is why it shouldn't be done, Twisted. This is why it shouldn't, because it never ends. Because when you say it, when they say, oh, they're the best, then you look at other historically great teams and then you draw a comparison. And then you got, because they've done it with the league team as well. At this point in the season, this current version of Arsenal had more points than the Invincibles. Is this team better? They literally asked that question in a press conference. Is this team better than the Invincibles? Like, why would you even fix your damn lips to say some dumb shit like that prematurely? Like, don't these men get tired of having egg on their face? I'm not compelled to call us the best anything. Liverpool were named the best team in Europe last year, right? Finished first in the Champions League and was out at the very first chance. Out. To the team that eventually went on to win it. Right, so can we call PSG the best team in Europe? Because the reality is they still have the trophy. You can only lose the trophy on the pitch, right? And they played today in their top 8 just as well. Now, I'm of the belief, like, listen, people, I am so backwards with this, where I would gladly swap the results. I would take a 0-0 versus Inter for 3 points against Liverpool or Forest. Because a point against Inter would have put us on 19 points and we would have still been clear through the top 2 because we're beating Carrier. Even if we didn't. I would take the point in this competition for the 3 points in the competition that we most want to win, where we have the most competition in, where we need to be more consistent in. I would gladly, because I would be sitting here saying that we're 9 or 11 points clear of Liverpool with 48 points to play for. I'd be a lot more comfortable with it being a 7-point lead. But we're putting too much stock in this finishing first in the Champions League, and that's the energy that's coming out the club being peddled by the manager and the journos. You know, gotta love this fan base, E. Ross. Arsenal scary. I had the 08 team would have battered us. Tevez Rooney running at us alone. Come on now, Reda. Tevez Rooney, and you left out Christie. You know what I mean? That was 3 world-class players in that front line. It's madness. Running at Skelly, you know. But they just go too far, man. Man's right. We don't hate Arsenal. Definitely the fans. 100%. Big up to Jam Boy. So big up man like Taran in the chat. Jam Boy, you good, yeah? Hope you're good, my brother. Manners and respect every time. Hope to see you on the Bruised Banana tomorrow if you're about. If Arsenal win the UCL, then they are the best team in Europe, but not yet. As simple as this. But the giddiness is just, we can't, like horny teenagers, you know what I mean? Just can't help themselves. Just got to get it out there. I said it first. I said it months ago we were the best team in Europe, so here we are. Ha, 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 ha. Now, there is a living, real-time metric to measure who is the best team in Europe, and it's called this competition. And it's not who is first in the group stage. That's not the standard to get the best label. It's the team that the last one standing on the podium. So it's I don't know why we do this to ourselves. That team in Europe doesn't play to lose at home when whoever you're playing. It's mad. So if did you all get to catch the Man City versus Bodo Glimt game? It wasn't an accidental 3-1, people. It was a battering. That man moved to City. Bodo Glimt, who hadn't won a game up until this point, actually stepped out and moved to Man City. These things happen in competition. So you like, okay, it's Europe and there's the Premier League. It's night and day, and I fully understand that. But the blueprint is there that if you actually move to Man City, you give yourself a chance. But if you sit back and let these men come at you for an hour to 75 minutes, it could be long. But Bodo Glimt moved to these men. Like they weren't anyone. Like they were just, and you know what I just found out about Bodo Glimt? Their domestic season hasn't even started. The Champions League is the only competition they're playing in. Their season doesn't start until March. Their actual season in the Norwegian league. So these men are using the Champions League like a preseason to get ready for their league. They've been playing Champions League and friendlies. And they're able to do that and maintain enough form to move the City on the pitch, like move to them. City fans should be embarrassed with that performance, brother. You know, Hard Rock, you might have heard a song or two from, okay, wow. And then we got Jamboy in the house, you know. We know Jamboy, he is nice with the music as well. Football is tap. If Arsenal are the best team in Europe, they're the best of a bad man. Football is nowhere near as good as it used to be. 100%. Big up to Sacks. So big up everyone. Watching nasty low blocks in the league is boring. Arteta needs to find a way to win against them and not drawing. I mean, what the method that he has right now is that he relies on set pieces to unlock those low blocks because he's having a hard time playing through them, especially with Odegaard. Now, looking forward to Sunday, are we anticipating a low block from Man United? Or is Carrick going to have them come out and actually play football? Now, I do think Carrick is not stubborn, and I think Carrick is tactically astute enough to know that I'm going to do what suits me. And if I know that a low block can slow down Arsenal, he may play in a low block for a while, but it's not going to be us on top of Man United for 75% of the game. I think there will be passages of plays in the game where Man United actually come on to us. There was a point during the game where them men were doing rondos and knocking the ball one touch through City like it was nothing. Harry Maguire was involved in one touch passes. Bang, bang, touch and move here. Playing around. Now, the confidence that they would have gotten from that, a little bit of that was taken away yesterday by the performance against Bodo Glimt, where people look at City and be like, yeah, you won't be able to do that against Arsenal. That shit you did against City. Because the way Bodo Glimt moved to them, man, it was comical. I was like, is this Bodo Glimt or is this like a prime version of Dortmund just in yellow that we don't know about? Okay, I got you. Genres. Big up to Eros again. It's nowhere near it. And I feel bad for the kids that never saw the type of football that Eros is talking about, because it'll be a whole nother generation before we gets back to that. Yeah. That man would have moved to us easily. Berber, my baller, he's got so much admiration for that guy. His touch was magical. Yeah. I don't think anyone has had a touch like him since. I think the only person in the Prem that had a touch like him since he stopped was Mahrez. You know, when those diagonal switches that they used to play for Mahrez out on the right wing, you know, magnet and steel, and the ball used to stick to him. Other than that, no one ever else came close to that touch that he had. When it matters most, the pressure is high. I don't know that we can do it yet. Liverpool played us off the park in that second half. We don't have killers, says Jacques Cousteau. Yeah. Now, on yesterday's stream, I didn't know what the lineup was. Once I saw the lineup, I said 3-1 Arsenal, even with that rotated squad, right? Rotating half the squad. I hear it, right? Now, I also said when you don't expect a big performance from this bunch of players, like when the pressure's off, like Jacques said, that's when they rise. That's when they up the ante. But now, you go back to the weekend ahead, there's pressure in that game for us. I don't think there is any pressure on Man United. This is a free hit for them. They're coming to the carpet. All the onus is on us to win. Don't disrespect Theo like that. Theo actually holds his head up. Theo has tech. Yeah, nah. Walcott was levels above Martinelli. You know what I mean? Levels. Mike told him he wasn't getting in this team, but Waza would. A lot better at finishing. Like Theo has over 100 goals for Arsenal, you know? I think Theo Walcott has broken a century mark for us in all comps, I think. Big up to 30 of you legends locked in. Love for the love, people. Big up. Boda did their homework and cooked, right? The way every time that man went forward, like they should have scored more goals. Like 3-1 actually flattered Man City. I'm not gonna lie. Like City got out of there with just only a red card and a 3-1 loss. They should have been fisted up. Big up to Arteta Hate University. Big up, man. Down. Live 14 was gassed to score that. Hopefully he can kick on from that goal. You know, he did well. He did well when he got the ball and realized he wasn't getting away from the two defenders, and he played Saka in. Kind of like almost he's saying, bro, this is when you get the ball and hold it up and I make the run. Play me in. And a little bit of poetic justice, the ball breaks perfectly for him and he slots it home. Kind of like how it broke perfectly for Sukic. That's what happens. You deserve a little bit of luck. Sometimes you create it yourself. It's only half time. 16 games to play for. Now, it's 16 games to play in the Premier League. It's around that time you can start doing the little math, right? And AJ asked me yesterday, how many points do we think win the league from this point on? Because I did it at the halfway mark, Claire. I did at the 19 mark. But now with 16, because the back-to-back nil-nils completely threw off my calculations, I have to readjust and do more calculations. And now it's okay. We look at 16 games to play for. I don't think we're going to win 16 games, yeah? But I do think if we win 12 of those, we win the Premier League. I do. I do believe if we win 12 of the next 16, we win the I think we can afford to draw 2 more and lose 1. And leaves us 1 game to play with. Even if I do believe even if we go 12-2-2, that may be enough to win the league. We're on 50 points right now. 12 would take us to 86, draw to 88. I think 88 points wins the league. So that's what the math is looking like right now. So that's where, I'll continue to monitor those calculations before I get all the greedy buttons. Where we at? Lost track of the chat. Follow me. Twisted Fate. I saw someone sum it up this football era perfectly. Back in the day, there was quality, ambition, and work rate. There was half the quality, half the ambition, half the work rate. You know what else? You used to be praised for your quality, right? Because you were always meant and thought and assumed to have ambition and work rate. And these were given. You were only praised for your quality. Now we praise the work rate. We praise guys for working hard. Like, that's the bare minimum. Pep playing with the lone 6, who is still wobbly from a torn ACL. Other than that, my compatriot Cherky, I don't trust these men. Even has mistakes in him. Yeah, like it looked like Rodri got caught by surprise. Like the Bodo Glimt player was bold enough to run at him and do stepovers, because in the Prem, people really don't do that. Like people are in awe of City and their players. In Europe, them men give zero fucks. Casper Warts, I think homeboy name is Casper Warts. Casper Warts Hugh or something. Should have had a hat trick. Donnarumma making save after save after save. Big up to Wesley. So we need to see what happens over the weekend. He needs to go after him so we can deal with this and focus on Chelsea. Yeah, we got what? So we got another 2 weeks before Chelsea, because next Wednesday we have the final Champions League game, and then the following Wednesday we have Chelsea. So there's some time for the Chelsea. Now we just need to make sure that we get Hincapié back, or making sure Saliba and Gabriel are fully fit and ready for that game. Yeah, that final is of utmost importance. Man, you love playing against us. We will struggle. They're going to find success playing through our lines at some point. With Marino in the midfield yesterday, Inter found some joy. He just doesn't have the close down speed and the energy and the engine to track. I think Deckers will have a massive game. Declan has a massive game. If Declan plays at his level, I think we win the game. Because that midfield battle is going to be very, very important. But I do believe if we win the midfield battle, which means Declan will have a Declan Rice-esque performance, I think we win the game. But that's a if. Big up from London Conley Rental Center. Patients are realizing we look light years better without Pillowfoot in the squad. He is by far one of the worst attacking mids and captains. Brother, so I messaged certain man yesterday because and I said, how did our midfield look today? without the captain. And I got some pushback, but those panels are loading for the weekend because we know what's happening. He's coming right back in. Don't let the Eze substitution in the 69th minute or whenever Eze came off fool you into believing that Arteta is actually going to make a tactical decision and play Eze over Odegaard or Eze and Odegaard. No. We know what the team is going to be. It's going to be the midfield, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, and it's going to be Saka, maybe Gyökeres, Trossard, or Martinelli, depending on who he anticipates Man United starting on the wing. Yeah, man, that guy, his touch was ridiculous, Sax. And caught atmosphere at the Rugged Man Live yesterday. Rah. Got off the stage performing in the audience, low tidy. Big up. Hey, Doc is in these streets, Pillow foot be pillowing. Nah, he does though. He does. He never ran with his head down like Martinelli. I'm sorry. He didn't, Martinelli doesn't look up at all. Big up to Hendo. Hope you're good, man. Soft by name, soft by nature, Pillowfoot. Big up. Drawing 3 games in a row. Now I guess the same point says winning 1 and losing 2. 1 is defensive and 1 is offensive. I'd rather be offensive. So this is where we are. Because I have the receipts from all the people who were saying it's not the same City. Look, they drew 3 games in a row. Let the record show we are 90 minutes from possibly drawing 3 games in a row. The same thing that we said, this is why we're going to win the league because it's not the same City. But if we go draw 3 goddamn games in a row with the opportunities given to us over the past week, then we're the same Arsenal. And I'm supposed to believe. I don't know. Yeah, there's no day of the week that Wahaha can convince me that Walcott wasn't levels above Martinelli. Martinelli is just not it, man. Big up to Claire again, the Duchess. Ethan did better than Eze and Odegaard in the Southampton game, but Mikel hates him. Ethan was the man of the match in the Mikel Merino game against Leicester that propelled Arteta to geniusism. They said, oh, he threw him up there. What a masterclass. What a stroke. Because he scored the 2 goals, it overshadowed Ethan's performance. I don't know what it is, but it's something. And if you're Eze, I'm telling you, Eze has to come to terms when he goes sit down with his people and be like, right now, you're probably not going to go to the World Cup. You're not making the England squad. Based on minutes played alone, right? Based on minutes played alone, he's already behind Morgan Rogers, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, even Cole Palmer. When he's fit, he plays. Then we got to fit Eze. He's not even playing. So based on minutes played alone, not forget the form. It's not looking good. How important is that to him? Yeah, quite a bit of goals. Now, the Opta computer has us projected to score 69 goals this year. 69 goals. A couple of streams ago, the thumbnail and the title was "The Attack Isn't Attacking." Anyone want to guess when is the last time? Oh, anyone want to guess what the lowest goal total tally is for a Premier League winning team? Or what team it was that won the Premier League scoring the most goals? Anyone want to take a wild guess at it without Chat GPT? I give 5 seconds before I give the answer for the Chat GPTism. Let me have a look. The team with the lowest goal tally that won the Premier League. Yep, it's the team that everyone is comparing Arsenal to that we're trying to push the narrative away. But it was Leicester in 2016 at 68 goals. And we've heard that, hey, are Arsenal doing a Leicester? Well, based on our goal tally, we're projected to do 69, 70 goals. Because we're on 40 goals with 22 games played. So the Opta computer has us projected to score. Now, you remember those those runs we went on after we went to Dubai, after we got knocked out the FA Cup for the past 2 seasons and come back and started blitzing teams, that's what we need to get our goal tally up. Not that we would care at the end of it, but we're Arsenal. We're known for attacking football. We're known for scoring goals, and we could possibly win the Premier League with the lowest amount of goals scored. And if we don't get to 68, it will be the lowest amount. Like the 69, 70 goals, that's just a projection. And that projection was probably made before 0-0 at home to Liverpool, 0-0 away to Forest. These are games that we're expected to score goals in. Everyone scores on Liverpool. They've kept 6 clean sheets all season. In 22 games, 6 clean sheets. 2 of them been against us. So we have to start scoring more goals if we're going to do that. 12, 2, and 2. Win 12 games, our chances of winning the Premier League high. Tell us how you're feeling, Claire. Given how we're this league is, I think 85 points win the league. Possibly. The maximum amount of points that City, our closest challengers, can get is 91. I think that's what Sky Sports said this morning. 91 points, right? So, yeah, they'll probably drop another 5, 6. So, yeah, I think 85 points wins it. But give me 12 wins, 86 just to be sure. Through the 16, I have 10 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. So 34 points. 84 points. That's taking it. That's cardiac arrest time. That's taking it into extra time. This is going down to Super Sunday away at Palace type. 4 more draws could really hurt us. We need to turn these two of those draws into wins. At least one. I'm not sure about 84. I'm gonna be honest. Surprise, brilliant, and no shock. Young scored a goal, and a stereotypical to his time in Lisbon. A quick counter. See him charging up the field, streaming for the ball. Yeah, he took off immediately. And big up to Martinelli for realizing that pass was on. Because Martinelli is usually on the receiving end of that pass. So big him up. And big up to Claire. Big up to our Claire, the Duchess. Good to see things are on the up and up for you. Manners and respect. Big up to AJ again with the reminder to hit like and subscribe. Boda made good use of the AstroTurf pitch. 100%, man. Rodri got cooked. Looking back, Spain said things like go to Madrid. Yeah, it wasn't a good performance from him. Like he didn't even want to be there, it seems. You're like, man, get me off. I can't be asked. Dare I say I would happily take Arsenal, Theo, and Saka. No question. Now, in the 62nd or the 63rd minute, Saka got another chance to play him in, and he didn't. I see Jesus play Saka in, and Saka delayed on the ball like he had all day. We had plenty of opportunity to put this game out of sight, But man, we just have to fix those things, right? Control the controllables. There are so many things that we can get better at. Some more subbing going on. Love to see it. If Arteta plays for a draw, yeah, they win it. Simple as, 100%. That we have enough data, enough evidence, just enough anecdotal evidence. Just this season alone, when he set ups a certain way, the result is imminent. Big up to Declan Rice for picking up that yellow, as he will miss the Carriat game. He can chill out for the Leeds game. Yeah, I think Marino is suspended as well. I think they both picked up yellows. We need to check the betting books on that. 2 Arsenal players are under investigation for catch up not having pillarfoot slander. There's always room for pillarfoot slander until he proves us wrong. Let him have a boss moment against Man United. Let's see if Man United are still susceptible to that down the line diagonal cutback that you were underneath Ten Hag. Odegaard, he tends to be on the top of the box for that. It will be sluggish, but we should win against Man U. I hear it. 24 likes. Love, people. Big up for that. Rodri didn't want to play on that AstroTurf last night. Yeah, she was hurting his knee, innit? Hurting his eight. I was like, man, I can't be asked. Because I know exactly about these. They push back. Not easy on the knees. 100%. I stopped playing on them after my ACL, and big up to the ACL fraternity. Luckily, here in the great state of Washington, we have some of the most beautiful grass you ever see because it rains all the time. They call it the evergreen state. So we do get some pretty grass to play on. But that turf, yeah. We'll disagree on this. I think he was a little better than Martinelli. I just don't rate Martinelli at all. That pass that he made, wonderful. He does this in Europe, but when you grow up watching Brazilian wingers, like I have grown up watching Brazilian wingers, and then you see this Brazilian winger don't do any Brazilian winger things, you put him in a box by himself. I don't even, you know what I mean? Just don't rate him. And it's one of the things that I have put in the closet, ready to actually give praise to Arteta should he deliver a Premier League title. So I can actually say you did well. Because you delivered a Premier League, you almost delivered a Premier League title with Martinelli and Nketiah in the team. But you found a way to fuck that up. Yeah? But Martinelli is still in the team. And there are still other players in the team that I would like to move on. But if he does this with these core group of players, I'm like, you know what? You did well with this guy being a liability and that guy being a liability. But until then, quiet. They just love him better because he was a star boy before star boy. Yep, number 14 shirt and all that. Yeah, he did contribute to those. And naturally, Wenger ball suited him far better than Arteta ball suits Martinelli. Nah, it was us, Jacques. It was Leicester, I mean. Mikel, with his obsession with the risk-averse control, we play like a basketball team running set plays, but if there was no time on the clock. That's true, That's definitely true. Yeah, Lois, 68 points. We just don't score a lot of goals. Now, to be fair to the entire league, Man City are on 45 goals, right? And they're leading the league. So they're below their goal output. And that's partly because they're relying so heavily on, the Viking. Big up to Doc. Theo was good enough ultimately, but no, I would rather have him starting for the rest of the season because Saka. Theo was never selfish. Yeah. And plus, him on that wing, him being right-footed, he would be more inclined to cross the ball instead of cutting and shooting. Long periods of time. His goal tally is pretty impressive. I was shocked when I came across just like, damn, he scored this many goals for us. It's like when you look at the all-time Premier League list of goal scorers, and as you start to get down to like 8, 9, 10, you realize like, damn, some of these men that you didn't think was bagging a bunch of goals were bagging a bag of goals, man, like Jermaine Defoe and that are up there. It's mad. Yeah, man. Big up. Sub. And big up to my broski Cooper. Hope you are good, man. Hope that ankle's healed up pretty well. Big up to Mateo in the house. Can we get to 30 likes? Hope so. Definitely on the washback. Can a rebound last a year? Yeah, of course it can. A lot of times the rebound lasts as long as till the other person make themselves available. A rebound typically means she's waiting on the dude to take her back. And as soon as the dude that she really wants show her attention, you being the rebound guy, you get curved. Martinelli in the UCL is the second coming of Ronaldinho. Plays with freedom. I like when he's playing football and he doesn't have to think. When he can just go, he can just express himself. He can just run and shoot. And in the Premier League, they slow the game down. They make him stop. They bring him to a halt, and they make him make a decision. What are you going to do? You're going to do the shimmy thing and try to go outside, or you're going to try to shimmy, cut back, come inside to do the back post pass? Because his arsenal is very limited. Right, his attacking moves very limited. Pun intended. I'm very sad about Martinelli though. I always hope he'd be like Rafinha. Nah. Rafinha actually has tricks where he can do the Brazilian winger thing where he can show you the ball and chop it back. Normally when Martinelli does a bad move or a wicked move, it's usually accident, like even against Bayern Munich when he came off his knee. That knee sent Neuer for a curve. Ultimately, Theo without pace was nothing. No, about nothing. Space definitely helped him, but his pace was what took him from an average player to an above average player. If you know what I mean. Stunk the place out at Everton, stunk at Southampton too. Even though he scored on us in that season, that first failed title charge. Ethan has arrived in Marseille ahead of joining the club on loan until the end of the season. William Saliba told me it's one of the best clubs in the world. Ooh, man. Best clubs in the world. For defenders, I know the French league usually develop defenders. I mean, Gabriel came from Lille. Saliba learned his trade there. Yeah, I hear it. Now, I just need him to go there and bang and come back to us injury-free. That's it. Go bang, come back to us injury-free. Next year, we may or may not have a different manager who will play you in your natural position. Or is Mikhail actually trying to shithouse this title by any means necessary? And next year is when he'll try to win one in style, right? Because there's something there, right? Just get it done. Just get over the line. However you need to get over the line. If it's 38 stinky 1-0s, get over the line for these next 16 games. Get us 12 to 13 wins. The Premier League is ours. Shithouse some wins. And then next year, now that you are a Premier League champion, now that you have the monkey off your back, maybe you can actually play some football. Because I'm of the belief that the minute, should we win the Premier League, as soon as we win it, the focus should immediately switch to how do we retain this? Because we've never done this in the Premier League era. Never done it. Wenger never did it. So please, it's very difficult for me to believe that we can retain the Premier League title under Mikel Arteta playing this same way. So maybe that's his plan all along. BBK, your wisdom is uncanny. Thank you, bro. Anytime, bro. It's just experience, man. Experience is the best teacher. And everyone knows that except for Mikel. How do you explain that Norgard did not play yesterday? Rice really needed to come on. So, looking back at yesterday's game holistically when the fog is cleared and you ask, was Norgard even in the squad? I'm not even sure if he was in the squad. But we asked ourselves, shit, did Saka need to play a full 90? Yeah. Norgard was in the squad, didn't come on. Again, bad rotation. But next Wednesday, he must start. He must start next Wednesday. Full rotation, right? Full rotation at the Emirates. A completely new 11. Bad business from Arsenal, in my opinion. 100% E-Ross. I think I can say with a certain degree of certainty that today we've made our squad weaker than it was yesterday. And why the hell was Ethan in the squad yesterday anyway? He wasn't going to play. Easy E. Ross in the house. The stream started with E. Ross, Doc. E. Ross was early today, so the music got dropped around like the 3-minute mark. A big up. Yeah, man. Yeah, he beat us, all of us today. He beat us to the. So yeah, the music is around the 3 minute mark. But just for that, we can just do the.
Maybach music.
That's for the boss.
Out in the street, they call it
Murder for the boss himself. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging the Don throughout the chat. 100%. Ornstein gaslighting us again. We want an attacker, a right back, and a midfielder. Definitely not happening this minute now. This is Arteta's squad as we know it. And this is what we're going to be rolling. We're going to roll with in the business end with a Ethan-less attack. So that means it's Captain Fantastic, it's Eze, and it's Marino, who he thinks is a cam. As we've seen him on many occasions take off that guy, put on Ethan. Yeah, man, big up. Grealish out 3 months. What? That's breaking news. What?
Breaking news.
What's the injury? What is Captain Jack out with? Now I gotta get him out my fantasy team now. Foot injury. Damn, Captain Jack. You're fucking up my money. Yeah, bro. That was the early bird today, man. So he Ross got 2-3 tributes today, which is cool, man. That's what we do. Yeah, don't forget Hazard, who started at Lille. Yeah. And Bernardo Silva was at Monaco, was he not? Did he camp? I think he was part of that Monaco team that beat PSG that one year. I think that Monaco team knocked City out of the Champions League one year. I think that was the year Bernardo was there. I could be wrong. Yes, sir. Tupo na weedy na Van Bach. You know it, Mateo. You know how the deal is. Breaking news. We want a manager or we can buy out that contract. 100. Damn, 3 months, Oh, 3 months out. Come back. April, May. Enough to go for a run in the World Cup squad. Damn. I hope as we get towards the business end of the season, you don't see guys get gunshot and be pulling out of tackles because they don't want to get hurt. Because it's a World Cup year, Yeah, that's mad. Jack Grealish sustained a foot injury while playing for Everton, according to an official club statement issued on January 20th. Medical test confirmed a stress fracture in his foot. Damn. This chick had a boyfriend. She suffered under him, broke up, and they started seeing this guy, and she tells me she might break up with him. You know what that means, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh, it's Mr. Steal Your Girl. I'm telling you, you better leave these messy chicks alone. The ones that seem to always have shit going on. It's difficult because they like chaos, but try to stay away from them. He has to win this year. He has no excuse if he fails. And if he fails next year, he needs to go. He should have been gone 3 years ago, if we're being honest. Yeah, it can, but normally a rebound is they're just using you to get over, the last guy. 108 different injuries. It's mad. Tikal, hey, you know about that Tikal Dal? Hey, listen, Dal is an OG for real, You're gonna have to reach out to Aaron and Jez to get you on that OG show because Dal is a for real OG. Yeah. Atletico Gala. Let me see that lineup. That could be a good one. Yeah, definitely a good one. Let me see that kickoff. Osimhen to start. Okay. Leroy with the start. I see Lemina, Torreira, Davis Sanchez in that back line. Alvarez, Sorloth. Okay, Simeone's could be a good one. God knows. Big up the man, them man. Big up the man, them. Yeah, it's messy. Leave it. Leave it alone, man. She wants to pickle. Big up to Gary. Only players worth getting at Newcastle, Livermento, Tonali. Bruno G. I think Lewis Hall is decent as well. Nick Waltamade started hot, but I don't know what happened. Like, he started well. Don't know what happened. They played today as well, don't they? Newcastle. But Big Dick Nick started well at Newcastle and has seemed to have fallen off a little bit. See man getting benched for Wissa. Like benched. Like Wissa was the primary striker all along. To where he comes back and Waltamade is holding bench consecutively. Like, what's going on here? Waltamade season has 9 goals. 7 Premier League goals. So he started well, but I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, I think I'll watch Byron just for Claire's sake. Just so we can come back and tell her how great her boyfriend is. Lise. But yeah. Liverpool Marseille could be a good one, I guess. Yeah. Away at front, yeah. Liverpool Marseille could be a good one. They could vex our compadre LFC Monster when he turns back up in later. Bruno G would be nice for the contest he is. Yeah, that bubblegum chewing merchant just be running around. If I'm scared to have a relationship with her, nah, bro. Stay strong, man. Stay strong. They all come standard. It comes standard on each model. The next one is always better. I don't think we're ready to win. I don't think we were ready to win in 22-23. We were competing against a team who had 2 players for every position. Yeah, but we were 8 points clear, Jog. Be that. Not only were we 8 points clear, the fixtures that really irked my nerve that year wasn't the fact that City beat us 4-1 at the Etihad. They were better than us. It's the fact that we were 2-0 up at Anfield and drew the game 2-2. We were 2-0 up West Ham away, drew the game 2-2. And Saka had a penalty to win that and missed it. And then at home against Southampton, who got relegated that year, we conceded 3 goals. Matter of fact, the reverse fixture at St. Mary's, we drew 1-1. So we dropped 4 points to a Southampton team who was getting relegated. Then we dropped 4 points from winning positions versus Liverpool and West Ham away. So that's that season without context. Just first title charge. Arsenal weren't ready to win, but there were fixtures in there. We handled business. We were winning and leading those games. That's what annoyed me about that season. Now the following season when we signed Declan Rice, that was like 2 steps forward. But we also signed Kai Havertz that summer, which was like 1 step back. And that cost us in the title run in the back end. Last year, Mikhail fucked up the whole squad, injuring everybody. You know what I mean? So it's one. There's always excuses, context, missed information, agendas. Yeah, don't be crazy with them. AJ says, we are a big club or not, because no other big club would let this go. Jock said, but we are chokers and young. No, we are not a big club. We think we are. We're not, we don't move like that. Yeah, I do agree that the club as a business model, as a board, doesn't move as big as the fans talk us up to be. Like the top gooners will talk us up like we're the best team. Well, the best team in Europe has the validation, has the silverware. And going into the summer, we would have some trophy saying that we were the best at something. We were the best team in the EFL, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League. One of them, two of them, couple of them, however they fall. But we need to be the best at something with the silverware to back the shit up. You know? He has thrown the League Cup and the FA Cup in the bin for years in a row with that. Yeah, there's no reason we should have been getting beat in the FA Cup to a Championship Forest and Southampton and that. We've had some unacceptable exits out of competitions, to include 3 Europa League exits. Raya getting it wasn't Raya, it was Ramsdale getting lobbed against Sporting Lisbon, was it not? Something like that. Yeah, but social joins. Yeah, I think the Liverpool Marseille one would be the one that I watched today. I'll jump back and forth between that one and Barcelona Slavia Prague. That's going to be one-way traffic. Yeah, Marseille might have something about them. Aubameyang, Obama who, Obama what? Mason Greenwood might turn up today and have Kirkes on skates. We got the son of the president of Liberia in Tim Weah, who's starting. You got that man like Benjamin Pavard, Bayern Munich World Cup winner. I think they can give Liverpool a game today. See what that one. PSV, Newcastle sounds like a load of goals. I think Newcastle might put a few past them. Not sure about the PSV attack. But Newcastle have some injuries in their back line as well, so you might be right. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good shout. Not gonna lie. But people, going to big you all up. It's Wednesday. I know a lot of the big dogs are streaming right now. I think the Broski might even be live. Broski, that is Shane, the legendary Gooner. Let me see what Shane on. See what the Broski doing. See if I can redirect to the Broski. Not that he needs it. The numbers that Broski's putting up. I should see him tomorrow on the Bruised Banana. And it shows that he is not blocked. Oh, there he goes. 1-on-1 clean through. A big up. Big up to Yomi. So number 8. Number 8 coming back to the team against United. Draw. He's definitely coming back. He's the first name on the team sheet. He is 100%. He's going to be there. Yeah, big up to the general. That is Darren popping in. Love my brother. Manners and respect. Shane is live. Yes, he is. And with that, people, I will love you and I will leave you. And we'll check back in. But on the Bruised Banana tomorrow. Probably not won't be back on for the rest of the day. I'm going to chill out today for the hump day on the Wednesday and fully enjoy the rivals and all them something there. But manners and respect, people. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.